One of the best things that you can do when it comes to mid-year planning is to do some introspection on how things are already going. If you planned for this year, or even if you didn't, look at what is currently working. What of the plan went well, or what's going well without a plan, and what's let's call it opportunity to do better. You got to have those things in mind, because a lot of people will be unhappy with one part and scrap the entire plan when there's actually a ton of really helpful information in there. So start there, and then from that, we'll start to build some ways to get back on track. If you made New Year's resolutions or annual business goals, now's the time to see how close you are to achieving those. If you wanted to lose 20 pounds over the course of the year, the question becomes, are you down about 10 pounds? If you wanted your firm to make $1 million, are you at almost $500,000? See where you are when it comes to these goals. If you are ahead of the game, great. Make sure you don't take your foot off the gas. If you're slightly behind, then you might just need a little bit more of a push. If you're completely off track, now's the time to really start figuring out what needs to change to get the results that you're looking for. Halfway into the year is a good time to look at resources. Now, a lot of times we do this solely from a money standpoint. Hey, we spent X on this software, we spent X on this service, and that's it. But I also would suggest you do this on time and energy. So if you have been spending X hours running or X hours spending it with a referral source trying to generate business, how has the same use of your time impacted the goals that you're looking for? That's where you're going to be able to find the easy changes you can make to run the firm you want and ultimately live the life that you've always been dreaming of. 6 months into the year is a good time for you to look at what has changed in your industry over the last 6 months and what's going to change over the rest of the year. Obviously, when it comes to this time and AI being the big thing, it is amazing to me how every week there's a brand new feature, a new this, a new that, a new opportunity. So these things change so quickly that it's really hard to game plan for them. But I'm looking for things that are a little bit slower. For example, if your state passed a new regulation, if they continue down that path of these regulations, how would that impact the work you're doing? The quick answer is usually it'll hurt, but ultimately sometimes these will actually help you. So think about how the performance trends are going to assist you with your business and ultimately with your life. As a business owner, it's really easy to give your employees negative feedback, right? Like, we are wired to see when things go wrong. So now is a good time to think through your current team, especially when it comes to the things that they're doing super well. You may not have highlighted that. And so now's a good time to do that. And that could be, when I say team, that could be employees, that could be spouses, significant others, kids, parents, whatever it is. Like, really take some time and think about the people that are truly helping you in the moment and make sure that you are appreciating that and sharing acknowledgement. Recently, I talked about making sure you share positive acknowledgement with the team that helps support you. Here's an opportunity to have exponential growth. So it is one thing for me to learn a skill and implement that. It's another thing for all of my team to learn a skill and implement that, and so it helps everybody. It's another thing for me to take some of the training that I'm going through and helping my child or my wife go through it and learn those things as well. So think about how you can build some of the skill in the people that support you to ultimately run a great business and really, at the end of the day, live a great life. To the extent that you are on track for any of your goals or close to your goals, great. I'm not talking about these. The ones where you are way off base. This is where it's time to start figuring out how to reallocate resources. If you've spent money on a personal trainer and you're not getting the results you want, it might be time to change to a different personal trainer. If you are spending a bunch of time with trying to get referrals and you haven't gotten any, now would be a time to kind of figure out where the problem is. Are you hanging out with the wrong people? Are you not sure what to talk about? Are you not spending enough time on it? Things like that. So let's make sure we're reallocating resources, both financially and time resources, to ultimately live a great life. When it comes to the mid-year check-in on your goals, it's really important that you look at the concept of systems. So James Clear's got a great quote that I'm going to paraphrase. In essence, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it currently gets. So when it comes to you being off track from your goals, you have to think about, where is the system issue? If it's something that you should be doing and you're not doing it, is it because you don't have enough time, because you've made it too complicated, because you forgot to do it? And so by setting an alarm, by breaking into smaller tasks, by taking it back down to finding out your reasons why. These things can help you get through that. If you have no idea what's wrong, that's where it's really important to bring in an expert to help you figure out what needs to change when it comes to the system, as opposed to just how to change to get the results that you think the system would give you if you were doing it consistently. So that's going to help you live a better business and ultimately live a better life. Mid-year check-in, it's really important to look at your technology. It's so easy for us to do more, right? Add on more tech tools, upgrade our accounts with stuff. It's much tougher for us to make sure we are actually utilizing the stuff that we've paid for, that we haven't had any new features come out that we haven't tapped into. So now's the time to really kind of go back and check. Because if you love a program, but for one thing, they may have changed that thing, or there may be a new integration or a better workaround, so you don't have to add a whole new system to fix this one little issue when it comes to your business or ultimately your life. One thing that I love doing with my team multiple times per year, certainly at the midway point, is asking them why people should hire us. Hearing the way that they frame it and hearing the things that they think are super important. So even just getting that feedback, if forbid the feedback is wrong, that lets you know you're not passing down the same information. You're not operating as a great CEO. You're not explaining to the people you care about what you truly want from these situations or out of life. If the answer is correct, then it helps understand, it helps give me feedback on what we're doing correct to get the right messaging out there. So even just having that really helps me figure out my sales process, because again, what's important to other people is not always important to me. And so hearing it and getting these different perspectives is essential towards running the business I want and ultimately living the life that I want. Another thing that's super helpful is brain dumping ideas. And look, I want to be very clear. Most entrepreneurs who are like me have 1,000 ideas, and don't get me wrong, many of them are terrible, right? But the problem is sometimes we often self-stop an idea instead of letting it flow. And so getting together by yourself, getting together with your team, getting together with anybody you care about, and just brain dumping ideas, how to make the business better, how to make the life better, different meals to try to eat to reach our goals, whatever it looks like. Just write a bunch of things out there. Don't worry about saying no to anything now. Get them down, get the ideas out, get them flowing, and then go back and realize it's terrible. That being said, brain dumping ideas is super great. Do not crush the idea. Get as many of them out there and then start going through and vetting which ones make the most sense. That's how you run a better business. That's how you'll live a great life. Mid-year check-in, check out your marketing campaigns. Ultimately, good reporting is going to give you your results by the different ads, the different campaigns, the different sources, whatever. So the ones that are doing great, awesome. I'm not as worried about those. The ones that are slightly worse, there might be a tweak or change in there. The ones that are terrible, now's a good time to just scrap them, put the money elsewhere, put the ad spend elsewhere, put the time elsewhere, and just really dive in to what you are doing that's working and drop the stuff that's not. Mid-year check-in, networking. Who has sent you a bunch of stuff already? Now's a great time to check in. What can I do to get referrals from you or get more referrals from you, as the question becomes? It's a terrifying question. I hate asking it. It still makes me feel weird inside, but the answers are amazing. But I guess the best answer is, actually, I've been passing these cases along through a handful of firms, but your clients give me the best feedback. So I'm just send them all over. So just, expect 3 times as much work from me, right? Like, that's a real thing that could happen. And then ultimately it could just be a situation of like, I don't like you that much, so I'm not sending you more stuff. And even that, it sucks in the moment, but it's better in the long run, right? Like, now you're not wasting a bunch of time, money, energy, or, figuring out projections from cases coming from this person now that they've told you, nothing will come. So it's tough, it's difficult, but now's a great time for you to just suck it up and do it if you want to live a great business and ultimately live an even better life. Mid-year is a great time to look at your brand, your reputation, right? Like, this is the time to go through those thousands of different sites that have those random reviews for us and respond to any you didn't respond to and listen to the feedback. Hopefully you've got a bunch of, top level 5-star, 10-star reviews. And they're saying consistent things about how you all do a great job and this is wonderful and you're a joy to work with. And hopefully there's very few negative reviews. But if at the same time you've got a bunch of those, like, this is the time for you to think about what to think through to make changes to get things going the way you want to. And I have to be honest, if one client complains, I'm not really worried.
If 2 clients complain about the same thing, I'm going to start figuring it out. And then if 3 clients complain, like that's when I know it's been too long. So if you have that 1-star review among 100 5-star reviews, it's probably the client. But if you start hearing the same negative feedback, they're having issues with the same person, the same types of cases are going off the rails, the same, whatever similarity there is between them, that's when it's time to start digging in before it becomes a bigger problem. So that's how you run a great business you can be proud of, and that's how you'll live an even better life. Mid-year planning, a great time to look at your advertising performance. Now, if you are super smart or you're working with a great marketing company, you probably have multiple different ads running, whether they're different platforms, different types of campaigns, different keywords, different A/B testing of images, whatever it is. So now's a good time to really dive into those. The ones that are doing great, awesome. How can you put more money behind them? The ones that are a little off base, how can they be tweaked? The ones that are poorly performing, underperforming, it's probably the technical term. Now's probably a good time to scrap them. If there isn't any obvious change or tweak or fix for them, now might be a good time to just scrap them and put that money into the higher performing ads so that you can run a business you can be proud of and live a life that's even better. Coming this summer, how to use ChatGPT version 3.0. Sounds a little dated when you're hearing it, right? How many pieces of copy do you have floating out there that are similarly dated, right? But you'd be amazed at how quickly time moves, and you will see some old campaigns. It might feature people that no longer work for you. It might talk about areas of law that have changed. There might be, something obvious to you that this is no longer evergreen, no longer in time with modern society or what's going on in your industry currently. Now's a great time to do kind of that quick overview review and make those changes to the things that are a little bit dated. I will say, if they're still doing really well, I might leave the datedness, right? Like if you are running that ChatGPT 3.0 course and you're making millions of dollars off of it still, I might keep it running. Or I might take the exact same thing, explain to people now you've updated it to whatever the most common, newest model is, and go there. Mid-year is a great time to review any of the rest of your marketing that hasn't seen the light of day in a while. It might be things you didn't run that you now want to run. It might be things that are running you haven't looked at in a while that you want to take down or change or tweak. And honestly, it might even be just a good time to look at other people and businesses similarly situated to yours and what they're marketing about, right? Like if you see there's a ton of people running this June reboot, detox camp, whatever it is, there might be a reason for that, and you might want to run something similar. If you see people advertising a different sort of special or something like that, like now's a good time to dive into some of those because we've got half the year left to get back on track towards our goals. So take this as an opportunity to see what else is out there, either internally that you could be doing or externally that other people are doing that you can tweak and make yours. That, my friends, is how you will run a business you can be proud of and live a life that's even better. It's the middle of the year. You've set some goals. You had some planning. Some things are going well. Some things are going poorly. Here's what I don't want you to do. Scrap everything and start over because there's a couple things off track. Please, please, please don't do that. I want to be very clear. Double down on what's working. If you wanted to lose an amount of weight over the course of the year and walking has been helpful, can you walk longer? Can you walk faster? Can you walk more frequently? If it's a situation where it's at your business and you're trying to get more cases from referrals and you're getting a good flow of them, can you double down on who you're working with, who you're meeting with, who you're talking to? Can you get this going better? Double down on what's working. It's not just a situation of always doing more, because at some point we don't have enough time, right? So we have to take things off of our plate at the same rate we put things on our plate, because time-wise, we always have the same size plate. So think about that in the middle of the year when it comes to making sure you hit your goals in the time that we have left this year. Mid-year check-in. If you set goals at the beginning of the year, and if you're on pace for those goals, and if you're happy, don't change anything. Don't worry about it. It's great. So if you didn't set goals, or if you did and you're not on track, this is where it's a good time to set new goals for the end of the year. Here's what I want you to do. So one, I want you to set goals that you can hit 80% of. So that might be a situation where you set 5 goals, being pretty sure you'll hit 4, or you set a goal a little bit higher, that 20% higher than you think you'll actually do. And then I want you to forget that you actually set a goal that you thought you'd only hit 80% of. So like that's the weird juxtaposition here ultimately, right? You can't know that 80% is sufficient, but that's kind of the mindset of it, right? So it's like finding those ones that are really that like 20% extra push. That's what becomes really helpful. That's how you run a business you can be proud of and live a life that's even better. As far as I know, my 7-year-old came up with this joke. What's a coin that nobody wants? One that doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody said that before. I've never heard it. I didn't tell it to him. He told it to me. So I dig it. And I bring that up because it's the middle of the year. We're talking about change, and not necessarily from a coin standpoint, ultimately from a life and business standpoint. Change cannot only be more. What are we going to change for the second half of the year? What are we going to add to what we're doing? What are we going to take away from what we're doing? We have to balance these things. We only have 24 hours in a day, 168 days in a week, right? That's what you need to do now. Figure out what you're going to change for the second half of the year and make sure you have the time to do it, the money to do it, the resources to do it. We're looking for that little bit of push, that little bit of gap that we can focus towards by making the slight and subtle changes along the way. Mid-year check-in. When it comes to achieving these goals, really it boils down to, do you know what you should be doing and you're not doing it? Or do you not know what you're doing and therefore you don't know if you're doing it? If it's a situation where you know what you need to do, but you're not doing it, it is a lot easier for you to make that change. Set an alarm, set a reminder, a checklist, have somebody else check in with you to make sure you did this. If you have no idea, that's where you need to bring in an expert. Who are those people, right? So first, what are the things that I don't know what to change to get a better outcome? And then who can help me make these changes? And if you're not sure, ask. Post it down below. Hey, I'm looking for somebody to help me with this. Who knows anybody? Share it on your social media, whatever it is. You know people who do things. You know people who know people who do things. Please, the I don't know if anybody does this, not an excuse. This is the digital age. We are more interconnected than we have ever been. We are too interconnected, as some people would say. Think about who can help you. That's how you run a great business, and that's how you'll live an even better life. Mid-year check-in. It's really easy to beat yourself up. So please, 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 middle of the year, great opportunity. Celebrate some milestones, celebrate some achievements, enjoy the journey, love the process, think about how far you've come. Don't get so mad about how far you have to go, right? Like, we will get there. And ultimately, when we get there, hedonic treadmill will tell us we want to go to the next step, right? So like, we're always going to see that gap super easily. Take some time though to appreciate the gains that you have made. Take some time, celebrate it. For me, I'm trying to lose weight. I can't celebrate by having a giant meal. It undermines my goals. But I can celebrate by taking my son to Disney or something else that we've been thinking about but haven't done yet. That's how you will lock in the habits. That's how you will make this an enjoyable process. That's how you'll love the journey to ultimately owning a business you can be proud of and living a life that's even better.